Hey, thank you, Tom. So, as most people know, there is a huge humanitarian crisis going on in Afghanistan. Our team wanted to create a product that would be able to help those people in need. Before we talk about the app, though, let's meet our team. I'm Morgan Morris. I'm a 16-year veteran of the Air Force. My colleague, Duncan Watson, served 3 years in the Army. Kevin McGee spent 16 years in the Navy. And Mike Robertson spent 13 years in the Air Force. We also had two other folks that helped us out and were very instrumental in completing this project, who are not here today. Umar Badami and Matt Robinson were amazing help on this. Okay, so as we talk about what Secure Aid is, what is the actual problem? What is the issue that's going on that we're trying to solve? So there are tons of people in Afghanistan that are in need of money, supply, legal assistance, things like that. And there's a barrier of communication for a lot of people. So what we wanted to do was connect those Afghans in need with aid organizations that can support them. We also, in doing this, wanted to be able to make sure that they can communicate clearly and securely, and then get status updates on the aid that they requested. The current way of doing things presents a lot of problems. Oftentimes, there are multiple requests for aid made for a single individual. This adds confusion and delays, costing time and money. Sending money right now is very difficult because of laws that are in place. There's no way to track the status of requests, and cases are often dropped with no notice. So it may be months before a person finds out that the aid that they requested was denied. We came along with Secure Aid, and the things that we were able to change and fix are that we now have a consolidated database that deletes any duplicate entries. The money in aid is routed through already established aid organizations, which means that the time from request to delivery is cut down significantly. We're able to track every step of the request along the process, which gives peace of mind for the Afghan in need. And the secure communication that we've provided increases safety and the trust between the Afghan, the veteran, and the aid organization. Up next, Duncan is going to be walking us through the application. Duncan.
Thank you so much, Morgan. So, as Morgan stated, the entire point of Secure Aid is predicated on a veteran getting the entire process started. So today we're going to follow Tamara Ellis as she walks us through the process of establishing connections between allies and aid organizations. So utilizing the va.gov website, we're going to use the ID Me functionality to confirm veteran status. And once that is confirmed, we'll be redirected to her dashboard. So on the dashboard, it's going to show active tickets that she submitted for various aid recipients that she works with, as well as the ability to create a magic link to pull in other allies to Secure Aid. So today, she's going to be setting up an account for Tom, an interpreter that she's worked with on a few occasions. And she's going to generate a one-time password that will allow him to log in and verify his account. So when she copies that clipboard, she'll send it over to Tom. He will use the link. And using that one-time password, he will verify his account. Now, we have it set currently to, I believe, five chances to get that password right. Always make sure you double check. And once he establishes his new password, he will have access to his dashboard. So going back to Tamara, she is now able to submit a ticket for Tom. So she will first enter a title. Looks like Tom's in need of some financial assistance. She'll select the appropriate category, need by date, and then she's going to enter a few more details to give the aid providers in the area a little more context on what kind of help Tom is needing. So after that, she'll scroll down to the aid recipients, select the appropriate person, and save it. Now we're going to check in on the actual organizational side. So the dashboard for an organization are active tickets and available tickets. So Afghan Aid Organization has been working with Kevin, and utilizing the chat function to make sure that he can secure insulin for his daughter. And good news, they were able to secure it and deliver it to him. So after they discuss the delivery, I'll go ahead and send that. And then they'll mark the ticket as complete, which removes it from the dashboard and is stored on our database. So now going through the next process, it's very simple for aid organizations to claim a ticket. They can go through, see where they can help, identify the problem, claim the ticket, and get chat started. So what if you aren't a veteran? Well, our website offers information on the current humanitarian crisis in Afghanistan, as well as links to various organizations in the area providing aid. So the best thing you can do for the time being, find ways to get involved and donate. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Kevin McGee, who's going to explain the technologies we used for this project.
Thank you, Duncan, for that fantastic demo. The material we learned throughout the Code Platoon Bootcamp was essential to building our full stack application. We used a modular approach to build the backend by separating different areas of concern into independent services, which allowed us to experiment with using 2 REST frameworks in the same project. Use Django REST framework to build the ticket CRUD operations and Django Ninja for the 3-tiered user authentication API. Additionally, we challenged ourselves and built the chat using Django channels, which allowed us to better understand how WebSockets communicate and confidence that a third-party API wouldn't store user chat messages in their database. Redis was required as a broker to dispatch chat messages, so we deployed an instance of Redis inside a Docker container. This improved our workflow by ensuring we were working with the same version of Redis independent of operating system and took away the need for everyone to install Redis individually during the development process. Another workflow optimization was Elephant SQL, a Postgres as a service platform, to work from a centralized Postgres database. Lastly, a key feature was the need to authenticate and confirm the status for veteran users. To simplify the process, we utilized the VA.gov's OAuth code flow and veteran verification API to provide a single sign-on method and a secure way to confirm a veteran status without needing any personal identifiable information. Finally, I'll pass this off to Mike and he'll tell you a bit about the challenges we face as well as the future of secure AIDS development.
Thanks, Kevin, for that great rundown of all the technologies we utilized. I'll go over some of the quick challenges and obstacles we faced. First and most prevalent was the authentication. We had 3 different types of users, and as a result, we had to authenticate them in 3 different ways and facilitate their login. We thought at first that we had an API that would aid us in facilitating all of this, but due to extensive and vague API docs, we did a lot of work only to find out much later that that API was not going to function the way that we wanted it to. We had to start from scratch. Additionally, the security and safety of the Afghan aid recipients was paramount, so we wanted to make sure that the data information was only accessible to those that it was relevant to and wasn't accessible to all users on the application. We also had to learn and implement real-time chat capabilities by learning how to utilize WebSockets. And lastly, as always, remote collaboration using Git, merging files from different users, and collaborating over multiple time zones when people are on different schedules had its own challenges, as you can expect. Next, I'll be talking about the future of secure aid. Going forward, we're looking to continue to engage with charities to ensure that secure aid meets their needs and is an application that they can utilize. Also, we're trying to find opportunities for non-veterans to contribute to the cause of the dire situation in Afghanistan. Lastly, we're looking to add some functionality. Hopefully, we can update and provide a provider-to-provider form so that the providers can be in contact with each other and get aid delivered and integrate with each other. Also, looking to include video chat functionality and further facilitate the delivery of the aid. That's the conclusion or a briefing and demonstration for secure aid. Please reach out to us, connect with us on LinkedIn. Thank you for your attention today.